Good morning from Los Angeles. Welcome to Trading with Sergio, Government Shutdown Edition. Um, yeah, it happened. They did it. They shut it down. They have a. I'll talk a little bit about that. I'll talk about how dysfunctional Washington is. But honestly, does anybody care? Do you all care that the government shut down? Obviously, some important or necessary services will continue, but a lot of federal workers will be furloughed. Um, there is reasons for that, but we'll get into that in a minute. So, what's today? Wednesday. It's Trading with Sergio Day. Let's go through quickly the scheduling. Every Monday, Trading with Sergio. Every Wednesday, Trading with Sergio. Every Friday, Power Hour, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Also today, I will be doing my members only live, which I do every week on Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Yeah. What else is going on? I would like to actually post it. If you guys are interested, you should be. A lot of work went into it. My new website just launched. When I say just a few days ago, www.sergioavadian.com. Now, why am I looking down? Because my microphone is covering my keyboard. And I just became super blurry. Okay. We cannot do it this way. Am I blurry? Can you guys put a thumbs up if you see me blurry? If it is, I may have to go out and come back in. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, I'm super blurry. Let's see what the other screen is going to look like. Yeah, I can't see myself blurry. It's giving me a headache. Somebody put a thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Why am I so blurry? I'm seeing myself blurry. Are you guys seeing me blurry? You are? Yep. Okay, just hang in there for a minute. Let me go out and come back in. Yeah, I don't know why. I have no idea why. Is it better? Am I back? Do I have to restart this? I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm good. Can you guys put a thumbs up? Please. Let me share my positions. Share screen. There we go. Here we go. Technology. I don't know what's going on. I like StreamYard, but when they have issues like that, I don't like it. Positions will go in a minute. It looks good. Looks good. Yeah. All right. Welcome to Trading with Sergio. Please go check out my new website, www.sergioavadian.com. Oh, and if any of you want to join today, I have probably about an hour. So please, here's the link. All I'm asking is that you're in a quiet place with good internet reception, unlike mine. All right. So the invalids, the idiots, the dysfunctionals, the degenerates, the I don't know. I'm running out of adjectives for Washington. If you guys come up with a good adjective, please post it on the chat. I'll say it. So they could not agree. The sticking point was the ACA credits, Obamacare credits. I get the importance of it for millions of people as far as healthcare is concerned. But then I also get the Republicans' point that a lot of illegals are getting healthcare. Now, I'm not a political person. I do pay attention to it because it affects my stocks or whatever not, but my investments. So that was the big sticking point. Last night they said F you to each other and the government shut down. Yay. What do these people do for you guys anyway? other than gaslight you and do some good insider trading? I'm not sure. All they do, by the way, the reason all this is happening, okay? We have a debt ceiling that we have reached. We can't spend money we don't have anymore. We need to increase the debt ceiling. But the problem is we're going to hit another debt ceiling. So these occurrences, government shutdowns, are going to happen quite often now. Because now the debt ceiling keeps just going up $1 trillion every 100 days. That's how much we have to print. We have to make that deficit up. Okay, so, last time we had a government shutdown, I think it was 2018. Well, now, due to the debt ceiling anyway. So all these things are going to keep happening, and market kind of reads it, and market couldn't give a lesser hell about it. As we can tell, we opened sharply, well, not sharply lower, just like not even 1% lower, and then we're back to unchanged or green. I sold something, bought something. I'll take a look at it in a minute. So they just couldn't agree, and then they shut the government down. Okay, cool. Stay that way. I mean, I think we have way too many people working for the government anyway. That includes all of the idiots in Washington. Look, man, these people are not working for you. Okay, they're working for themselves. I'm sick of it. The system is broken, right? So great. Now, as this will resolve itself somehow, I'm pretty sure cooler heads will prevail, and they'll just go, okay, let's give him a bone to the Democrats, and then Democrats will go, okay, give him a bone to the Republicans, and then we clean it up. But it goes to show, actually, to around the world, not that the globe is that much better, but we're supposed to have this amazing democracy, and it should be the guiding light for everyone. We shut our government down. I mean, how embarrassing is that, right? Look, I used to love discussing politics and talk about politics, and I just quit like a couple of decades ago, literally, because it doesn't get anywhere. Actually, if you do it with friends and relatives, you may even lose some friends over it, because we're so polarized these days that it's just like cancel culture. My daughter will cancel me probably. So I'm like, whatever. As long as my account is making an all-time equity high to trading account, thumbs up. And that's the reason I created, by the way, the website. I posted it. Please go check it out, www.sergioavedian.com. There is a free newsletter with that website. Okay, free, FREE. It will be about macro, obviously. It'll be about education, information. There's something for everyone. There's going to be something for everyone. Newbies, intermediates, advanced, because one must invest. As we can tell, government shut down. Government's not going to take care of you, for sure. Your parents may not take care of you after a certain age, right? You need to take care of yourself. You need to learn how to invest, from the simplest way of dollar cost averaging to the most complicated stuff that I do with my members, trading options and trading derivatives and whatever it is, okay? There's obviously layers of this, and then the website is going to have a free newsletter that goes out that discusses all kinds of things. I mean, a lot of people, I don't even think they know what a stock is, how a corporation functions, what types of stocks there are, what kind of debt instruments there are. It's all going to be there. And also, it's going to be on the blog, and it's very interactive. It goes hand in hand with the YouTube channel as well. So there is a blue subscribe button. If you click on it, there's a drop-down menu. Just subscribe. All I'm asking from you is just your email. No name, no phone number. I don't want to sell anything to you. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to inform and educate. Put your email address. Once you're on the list, I think the first newsletter will go out. Let's see, today is the 1st. We're trying to figure out what day it is to do the best. We'll probably do it on a Friday, maybe, right? So you guys have over the weekend to read it. And the articles are not going to be just like elongated, complicated things. It's going to be like 500-600 words, 2-minute read. just to keep you up to date what's going on with macro, with stock market. There will be some trading ideas. There will be some stock ideas. These are all my opinions, by the way. Okay. It's not trading, financial, or investment advice. There will be some articles about how to dollar cost average. There will be articles about, you look, there's other people who are doing this. I'm not doing this for anybody, but trying to pay it forward, do my share of educating and informing. Because there is also a lot of charlatans out there, and there's also a lot of people who are trying to sell you stuff out there. It's a free newsletter. Just go subscribe. I think it's education, financial education is lacking from literally elementary school level all the way to college. And I think there's reasons for that they don't do it. When I say they, like, why shouldn't in elementary school, middle school, high school, why shouldn't a finance class be mandatory? Sex education is mandatory, which is necessary completely. But why shouldn't be finance there as well? And we're not talking high finance. We're not talking hedge funds and structured products and stuff. Just investing, saving, dollar cost averaging. What's an index? How do you do that over long periods of time? We know what happens, right? Passive investing will beat the pants off active investing. That's a given. Over long periods of time, there'll be corrections. And then there are people like me who do that as well as they trade, right? So my goal is to inform and educate. That's it. So please go subscribe. I would appreciate that. First newsletter, and then the newsletter will automatically go into the blog. So if you do miss it, you can always go into the blog part of the website and check out the old ones, or do a search on the website if there's a topic you're interested in. Yeah, I'm really proud of that website. It took a couple of months almost to do it. My hat's off to Johan, who is helping me with this, good friend. And I think it's good. So good morning, everyone. It's Trading with Sergio Wednesday edition. Government has shut down. And as the headline says, or the title of today's live said, crypto seems like, well, I did a video about 6 months ago that crypto is kind of decoupling from what's happening with the stock market. Look, if we do get a major sell-off at some point, I'm sure crypto will get affected. When I say crypto, the major three, let's say the top three, BTC, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. And my account is full of these things at the moment. I'm not talking, I do DCA only Bitcoin every Monday morning. Definitely DCA, been doing it all year, but then initial purchase of my BTC was about 2020. So I didn't do anything, but then now that I am a true believer in Bitcoin, I'm just going to keep DCAing every Monday. But then I am trading the proxies of these coins or of these tokens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, through the treasury asset companies, because I'm finding discounts. I've talked about MNAV, multiple to net asset value. I like buying things at a discount. Like, I like buying $1 for 85 cents. Who doesn't? But then you have to do some research about it. And so I do post my trades, by the way, like today is going to be one of those days. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the community page of the YouTube channel, I post my trades. You can go check them out. Again, none of this is trading, financial, or investment advice, because you have to do your own due diligence. What I do is very risky. It may not fit you. It may not fit your account size. I pay attention to a lot of things. I pay attention to risk management. I pay attention to sizing. If you're not doing that, you're going to YOLOing. You're going to blow accounts. So, I mean, do it at your own risk, right? Yeah, my account's full. We'll go to that in a minute. So good morning to everyone who's here. Doug, good morning. Good morning. Manny, Mojo. All right. SJ, what's up, SJ? Luis. So let me remind you, the members who are here, and the members will watch this later, we have a members only live today at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, as usual. we have a new member who is a 0DTE SPX trader, so we're going to pick his brain a little bit. So the members group is made up of myself, obviously, a bunch of other folks, and I like the group. So there have more experience now. There were some inexperienced folks. They were only doing wheeling, like they're doing cover calls, picking up pennies in front of a bulldozer. I'm going like, what is happening here? We do not do cover calls. We hate cover calls. I hate cover calls. I.e., go talk to somebody who's sold cover calls on Hood, on SoFi, or Palantir, or Oracle, or I don't know how many names I can give you. Okay? There's a time for cover calls, and there's a time for letting it go. You have a horse that's great, a thoroughbred. You let it run. Yes, it'll clip itself once in a while, but, cover calls stop you from a 10x bagger on the upside, and on a whoosh down like in April, you could have sold all the cover calls ever. Luckily, you had a V bottom, and then markets saved your butt. The $1, $2 you take for cover calls when your stock goes down 40% is not going to save you on a bear market. Go talk to people who are around .com bubble. Oh, me. Go talk to people who are around GFC. Oh, me. Go talk to people who were around in 2022 when the Fed was raising from Zerp to 5.5% interest rates. Oh, me. Go talk to about cover calls. Let's see what they do for you. They do nothing for you, okay? Especially when the markets are swooshing down. So, yeah, I hate cover calls as much as I don't hate them. I was one of the market makers, when you're trading, and then they're always trying to nickel and dime you. But okay. What else am I going to talk about? Yeah, crypto. Okay, so let's talk just a few minutes about the decoupling aspect of crypto. Now, a lot of FinTwit gurus today on X will say, oh, crypto is going up because Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, because government shut down. I don't know. I don't think there's a correlation. Now, there is a massive correlation, as far as, again, my opinion only, between global M2 and what Bitcoin and most cryptos are doing. Look, Bitcoin is still the leader. Bitcoin goes, so does the other ones. And you should go Google that, the correlation or the superimposed two charts, Bitcoin and global M2. Global M2 just skyrocketing. It keeps hitting new high after new high. I believe there is a little bit of a delay, maybe like a 6-week delay between BTC and global M2. And go check it out. If you do think there's a correlation, there's a correlation. But there was a very strong correlation between all cryptos and our stock market. Stock market's close to an all-time high. But as we know, Bitcoin has been kind of in a wideish kind of trading range, about 125 to 110 range. I mean, for Bitcoin, actually, Bitcoin's volatility has subsided quite a bit. I mean, if you guys remember, it went to 60,000, then went to 10,000, then went to 100,000, then went to 40,000, right? We're not getting that anymore. Why is that? That's because a lot more money, a lot more institutional money is coming in, and that kind of volatility is obviously not good for the marketplace. And so it's kind of slowing down. And it's still volatile. Don't get me wrong, 10, 15% is still volatile, but more volatile than the stock market, let's say, but much less volatile than compared to a while ago. And the correlation between the asset classes, right? Gold has its own mine at the moment. That's just kind of skyrocketing. It's going to 4,000. And crypto and the stock market is kind of decoupling as well. Like this morning, for example, you would have expected, I mean, S&P was opening down almost 1%. Bitcoin was up 2.5%, 2%, and so that's the decoupling that I'm talking about. Look, I mean, I do respect, obviously, people like Tom Lee, right? The chairman of BMNR, Bitmine. They are literally buying $1 billion worth of Ethereum every week. I'm not involved in BMNR at the moment. I was, but then I'm involved in all the other ones that I think are selling it. I know they're selling at a discount. such as DeFi on Solana, such as SBAT on Ethereum, Sharplink Gaming, and I'm adding to the positions as I go along with defined downside risk trades. Okay, nobody has this guaranteed. If Ethereum can sell off to 3,000 any day. I mean, a lot of people say it's going to 8,000 by the end of the year, or 6,000, or 15,000. Look, we're not there. I hope it goes there. I'm positioned for it. I'm all in. But I'm putting on defined downside risk trades to pay for my upside. So you guys will see it. Again, I will post my positions today on the community page. Last but not least, to the members group. The members group, as I was saying, is consists of a bunch of new traders and learning, me obviously, and I post my trades every single day. Well, live. I post my trades live on the Telegram chat group that we have. So if you're interested in joining the members group, please click join. On the YouTube side, it's towards the middle. Send me an email, sergio@sergioavadian.com. I will send you the link of the Telegram chat group so you can join. So I post my trades live as soon as I can do them. I do them. I try to post it. But most of the time I'm early, so my members get better pricing than me, probably 8 out of 10 times. And then I post my open positions at the end of the day, every day for the members. I do a weekly live stream, which is very personal, one-on-one kind of a, I don't know, tutorial session, let's say. We talk about interesting stuff. They're learning quite a bit. They're absorbing. I can tell they're learning from the trades that they're putting on. Before they'd be just like plain vanilla, cash secure puts, sell the puts, get assigned, sell aggressive calls, get called away, make your 3%, and then watch the stock go up another 30. I'm like, there's a time for all of that stuff, okay? But I'm not against selling cash secure puts, getting assigned, selling calls, but there's a time for all of that. And when your market's making all-time high after all-time high, I'm not subscribing to the idea. Or when stocks like Rigetti's and Oklos and ASTS's and Rocket Labs and millions of other Palantirs are just parabolic, Hood and HIMS, they're going parabolic. What are you doing? You're just selling cover calls, picking up pennies in front of the bulldozer, and then you get called away, and then you watch the thing go up another 40%. I'm like, no, be a man. Hold the stock. Forget the cover call. Anyway, my opinion again. I could be wrong. I could be right. But if you guys want to discuss that, grab the link and come on. There's the link right there. So what else we're doing? I think I'm done yakking. Let me go to the positions. Okay, Luis said the positions are blurry. Are they? I don't think they are. I don't know. Okay, so you guys can see this, I'm pretty sure. Let's see where BTC is at. I look at my Coinbase. Bitcoin 117.6, it hit 118. Ethereum 43.28. Solana 219.5, 220. So they haven't changed much. Actually, BTC went up to 118, and then, I mean, I'm looking at the hourly chart. It's a beautiful chart. So is this the one that we're going to go? What was the high on Ethereum? Bitcoin, was it 125? Yeah, no, about 123, 124. Yeah. Okay, well, we may go retest it. There is definitely resistance here at about, if you like chopsticks, if you like stocks, charts. I don't pay too much attention to charts, really. But it's something a lot of people pay attention. There's some resistance right here, about 117.5, 118. But the daily chart looks nice to me. It looks like a hook and roll. There's definitely a bullish divergence developing on the daily MACD or MACD. I like it. Ethereum the same way. So as Bitcoin goes, so goes the other ones. All right, so what do we have? We have a lot more positions than we did on Wednesday. And let's go through them. So yesterday I started putting this on and I completed it today. So I am involved in this takeover between Strive, which is Vivek Ramaswamy's company, treasury asset company, which is trying to take over Semler Scientific. Now, I did not know about this takeover. That's why I hate market makers, by the way. We'll go through it when I get there alphabetically. Okay, so yesterday I put on a with the leaps going out to January 2027. I'm going to put another 100 of these on at some point when the takeover is done. So I'm going out to January 2027. I'm buying the 2.5 calls and selling the 10 calls on ASST for, while the 100 I did, my cost was about 43 cents. So I'm putting up 43 cents. That's the most I can lose. ASST could go to zero. But I'm playing for $7.50 upside. Okay. So stock is 260. I bought the calls and sold the calls. So I bought the 2.5 calls, sold the 10 calls. Long side 80 IV, short side 125. Why am I going out to 2027? I am bullish on Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin treasury asset company. Although its MNAV is pretty high, but they just went and took over a company called Semler Scientific, which is a medical equipment maker. Actually, there's with an existing business, but last year they had bought 5,100 Bitcoin at a lower number. Well, they went and did an all-stock deal with Semler Scientific, and I had a position on Semler Scientific without knowing there was going to be a takeover. I take it. Don't worry about it. But I had a synthetic long position with December options on Semler. We'll get there. This is a deal that's 21 shares of ASST for each share of Semler Scientific. Most likely, I will have to exercise my in-the-money calls on Semler and then get it converted. But 21 shares. So let's do this. 260. So when this deal was announced about a week and a half, 2 ago, ASST was $4 a share times 21. It's 82. At that time, Semler was less than 30. So I'm like, okay, so we got a good one going here. And then, sure enough, the arbitrageurs came in. What did the arb guys do? They short the buyer and they buy the selling company. So Semler now is at 30.80. And of course, ASST went from 4 to 260. Now, there is a pipe on ASST. Pipe meaning private investment in public equity. That's about $1.50 range. The way the deal is priced at the moment between Semler, because Semler is still 30.5, 31. It should be in the 50s by now. I mean, I do understand the arbitrage discount, but it should be in the 50s. It's not. That means market's expecting ASST to go down to $1.50 range, because even at $1.50, we're looking at 33 on Semler. So why? But then you're going to say, why did you put the call debit spread on? Well, I'm putting in 42 cents to make $7.50. That's number one. I think by January of 2027, Bitcoin is going to be at least 200,000, if not more. And all of these, treasury asset companies are going to be a lot higher. That's it. And another reason. The other reason is ASST couldn't walk away from this deal, because until this deal was announced, ASST was doing fine. It was $4 or $5 a share. Now it's, ASST shareholders did approve the deal. Semler shareholders approved the deal. So we'll see. I'm just kind of hedging my bets, but I believe in long-term Bitcoin is going to be a lot higher. Long-term meaning all the way out to January 2027. So I'm buying myself a year and a half. Literally, I'm putting up 43 cents. Well, I don't think you can do it with 43 cents now. I'm putting up 43 cents to potentially make $7.50, assuming ASST is at $10 by January of 2027. This is called a call debit spread. I will add another 100 of these if I can get it. I tried to do it this morning at 35 cents. Of course, market maker was not awake at the time. It's okay. I'll put them on at 35 to 40 cents range. So the ones I put on, I bought the calls at 95 cents, sold the calls at 52 cents. So I did them about 43 cents. I may pay a little bit more. I may go up to 50 cents, but I'm not going to go more than 50 cents per call debit spread. Next position. This is a Solana treasury asset company, DeFi Development Corp. Now, this one may be I like this actually more than all the other ones. The reason for that is DFDV is a Solana treasury asset company. Their MNAV, if you look at it at the moment, is 0.84. So I am buying Solana basically at a 16% discount. Now, DFDV does not have any debt, not yet. And so on this one, I added yesterday. I will add again. This one is short term. I'm going out to October 17th, expiration, regular expiration. I'm short 55 put credit spreads. That means I'm short the 15 puts and long the 12.5 puts. Again, Solana could go to 150. I know what my max loss is going to be on this the second I put the trade, which is the difference between the short strike and the long strike. Okay, that's 2.5. But when I'm doing these trades, I sold the puts at 175, bought the puts at 64, so I'm about $1.15 credit. Okay, 2.5 minus $1.15. My max loss in this is going to be $1.35 because I took the credit. Now it's at 15.20. It's down today. It shouldn't be down. It was up as high as 16. But this one, I like this one the most because it's presenting itself the most MNAV discount, which is a 0.84. And now if it's below 15 by October 17th, I'll take shares. I'll take the 5,500 shares minus the $1.20, which will put me at $13.80. And yeah, that's why I trade MNAV now. I don't trade the underlying. I don't trade the crypto. I just go with MNAV. Next position, Inno Holdings. It's a little bit of a lottery ticket kind of a purchase. I bought 8,500 shares with a cost of $1.42. Stock is $1.36. They did a secondary at 360 about a week ago. Once the secondary is done, yeah, we have a tendency of gravitating to back up there. But then once they announce the secondary, obviously all the people are shorting the stock. So I'll hold on to this as long as I can, obviously. You guys look at the chart of INHT. This was a $15 number about a couple of weeks ago. Today I started putting on some put credit spreads again, expiring October 17th. President Trump tweeted on his social media page that potentially that we could legalize cannabis federally. I'm like, well, that was the hint, and then they all took off. Well, I waited a day or two, which I always do. I don't do YOLO and I don't do FOMO. So today I started putting on. I only could do 40. I'm in the market for another 20. I started putting on October on MSOX, which is the 2x ETF of MSOS. MSOS is the cannabis ETF. Okay, so I'm putting put credit spreads on, selling the 7 puts, buying the 5 puts. I've done so far 40 with a cost of right at 81 cents credit. Okay. I'm trying to do more at 85, 90 cents to $1, but so far I did 40. Okay, so again, what's a put credit spread? You sell a put, you buy a put, defined risk downside. I'm taking in my max loss on this is the difference between 7 and 5, which is 2, but I'm taking in 80 cents, so I can lose an extra $1.20 out of this. However, I'm selling the 7 puts, buying the 5 puts. Stock is at 804. So on most of these put credit spreads, my goal is to just let data or time decay take care of itself. Slowly but surely. I would like both sides to expire worthless, right? So that's what we're going for on DFDV. That's what we're going for on MSOX now. Next position, this is a synthetic. I had put this on about a week ago. Going out to December, this is on 2x ETF of MSTR, which is Michael Saylor's company, which is a Bitcoin proxy. And so I sold up 5 puts going out to December and bought the 5 calls. This is a directional bet. Actually, it's paying off handsomely. I trimmed some today. I was short December 5 puts, and I was long December 5 calls. That's why it's called a synthetic. And it wasn't symmetrical, meaning like I didn't have equal numbers. I was short 45 of the puts and long 100 of the calls. My cost on the calls on the 100 is 90 cents. They're about $1.10. And my cost on the puts about $1.20, and they're about $1.10. I trimmed 5 of the puts, went from 45 to 40, and I trimmed 25 of the calls, took some profits at $1.15 actually. And MSTU is 506. I'll hold the position. If Bitcoin does rally a little bit more, we get up to 550, 560 range, I'll do that. Or I may go sell actually today. If there's still a nickel, I may go sell Friday expiration 5.5 calls against my long calls. Let me go check that out real quick. If they're a nickel, I'll take a nickel, lower my cost basis at 5.5. Well, we don't want to deal with December, October 3rd, which is Friday. Yeah, they're still a nickel. If they're still a nickel at the end of the day, I will take a nickel on 75 calls. That's like $400. And if it's at 5.5, my long calls are going to be a lot higher, and my short puts are going to be a lot lower. So I'll take a nickel, lower the cost basis to 85 cents. FYI, when I first started that position, I had sold the puts, and with that money, I had bought call debit spreads. I had bought $5 calls and sold the $10 calls, but I bought the calls back with about 30-cent profit. So that's why they're kind of sitting naked there. So that's MSTU. Next position, I started buying this. I scaled in. I'm long 10,000 shares of Kindly MD Nakamoto, which is also another Bitcoin treasury asset company. This one is selling now. There is a lot going on with this company. This one is selling at less than 0.8 MNAV. So I paid $1.12. Stock is $1.12. You look at the chart, folks. I don't have to say much about it. I like things. I like buying things at a discount, and then I'm just trading MNAV. And when it comes to all that, this is not a junk company, by the way. Don't think it's because it's $1, it's junk. It's not. It's actually, they're going to buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, or they already have Bitcoin, and they're going to add to it. They have some sort of deal going on with their convertibles. They're retiring the $200 million worth of convertible. It is selling under its pipe. So I'm going like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll probably buy another 5,000 shares of this when it starts moving. This thing was like, I think 11 or 12. And at 0.78 MNAV, I'm in. Give me some. And that's what we're doing. So I will probably add to DFDV PCS any second now. Put credit spreads. If I can do them about $1.20. Next position, SBAT, Sharpling Gaming. It's not really that complicated of a position. I'm going out to January 2026 on this. I think Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin are going to be higher. So Sharpling Gaming, this one I put on the position when it was about 0.85 MNAV. It moved up to 1. Now we're under 1 again, about 0.95. So what am I doing here? I have 1,500 shares. That cost us 17.04. Stock was as high as 18.11. Long 1,500 shares. Stock is 17.22 at the moment. But I'm also long 15 of the January 15 calls at 440. They're at 460. But against that 3,000 shares, I am short January 25 calls. So 15.25 call debit spread. I'm short 30 of those, which is cover call on my stock. Now, if I get called away at 25 plus the $1.90 I took in on 1,500 shares, I'm happy, and also the call debit spread. On the other side, to pay for all of this, I sold January 60 January put credit spreads. I sold the 15 puts and bought the 12.5 puts. Why am I doing this on all of these? Because I want defined risk and much, much more upside. I don't want to wake up one morning and Ethereum is at 3,000 and SBAT is at 6. If I could sell puts, right? That's the danger of selling cash secured puts, by the way. I don't want that. So what I did is I sold the January 15 puts at 255, and I bought the January 12.5 puts at $1.30. So we're at $1.25. Max loss is 2.5. Most I can lose on this put credit spread is at $1.25. I don't want to lose, obviously. Like today's high was 18. We're already down to 17.20. Maybe, Ethereum is selling off or whatever. But that's it. That's what I want to do. I want to do defined risk downside trades with all these names. I don't want a headache. Okay. Defined downside risk, a lot of upside if it works out, right? But then I don't want to I want to know what my risk is going in, period. Next position. Man, I have a lot of positions again. Next position, Semler Scientific. I talked about that. Same thing. This was a pure synthetic. I sold the 30 puts. You're going to say you're a one-trick pony. You're doing the same thing on all of them. No, I don't want to do the same thing on all of them, but I want directional plays. I want the put credit spreads to pay for it. If I wanted to do pure synthetics, I would just sell the put by the call, but it's like as a stock replacement. But I want defined downside on all of these trades because I am not sure. I do listen to obviously the YOLOers and hodlers and whatever people are on Twitter and this and that. I pay attention to it. I read through it. I chuckle mostly because they have such conviction that, Ethereum is going to be 8,000 by the end of the year. I'm like, no, I'm not convinced. And the price I'm looking at, it says 4,300 to my face. I don't see it. I'm not sure. So anyway, defined downside risk. So I sold the 30 puts going out to December on the Semler Scientific. I did that before the takeover, by the way. I did not know. And I sold the 30 puts, bought the 25 puts, but at the same time, I bought the 30 calls and sold the 40 calls. So I'm basically trying to finance my upside with limited risk downside trades. Next trade, put credit spread flat out. I was long calls. I cleaned those up on Solana's 2x ETF, SOLT. Just 15 options going out to November. I'm short to 23 puts, long to 20 puts. Put credit spread. The put credit spread was done at 2 credit. It's down to like $1.40 credit at the moment. So it's a winner at the moment. 23.20, that's $3. I took in 2. All I can lose an extra $1. If Solana SOLT ends up above 23 by November, I'll collect the whole premium. That's what a selling premium is a good thing. Oh, actually, we're going to do this. We're going to buy some more of these. I was long 40 UPRO puts. I sold them all this morning on the open literally at that 330, 340 range. I'm buying them back again. So I'm up to 20 UPRO puts. UPRO is the 3x ETF of SPY. Let's buy 5 more at 245. Just a little bit of a hedge with all my long stuff going on. Okay, we bought that. Let's buy 5 more at 240. Yeah, we need something to hedge with. Look, buying index puts is not great, but once in a while, you have to do it. Now, why am I doing this? Okay, I might lose money on the puts, but then everything else, I'm so net long. I hate being such net long on these names, but I am. So I need to cover my ass. Because the downside has always, it has to be in your mind, the downside, always. So DFDV down to 1503. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Well, I'll take those shares if you guys are going to give it to me in October in a couple of weeks. And I will not sell cover calls, by the way. What is happening to Solana? Actually, Bitcoin is down to, sold off about 800. Solana hasn't sold off. I don't know why DFDV is selling off. Actually, I would like to put more of those on. More credit spreads if I can do them about $1.25. Sell the 15 puts at not January. Sell the 15 puts $1.70. Yeah, I'd like to do it at 125. So let's put a gift order in case we get a whoosh down here. And buy the 12.5. 115 credit. I'd like to do it at 125. Okay. 125. Okay, that order is in. I have a bunch of orders in, a bunch of different things. Okay, so yeah, MSTU is selling off. Good thing I took some profits there. Market's not selling off. I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know. Bought 5 more puts. We'll buy 5 more at 240. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, the puts I'm buying on UPRA are October 17th, by the way. Yeah. That's it. Those are the positions. DFDV's 1501. We're right at it. I would definitely like to sell some more PCS on that. And I'll take the shares if time comes. And it's under 15. Okay. All right, cool. I'll go to the front, answer some questions, and then go have a cup of coffee. What's going on? Anybody want to come on? No? You guys are all shy? Okay. All right, then I'm going to go have a cup of coffee. I went through the positions. Government shutdown is government shutdown. I think we're making an all-time high in the markets. Yeah, I agree with you, Doug, right there. All they do is debate how to spend our money. 100%. They haven't seen a dollar they don't like. They love spending tax dollars. Now, we take in $5 trillion in tax receipts. That includes everything, all the treasury income. 5 trillion includes capital gains sales, stock sales, and things like that. Obviously, paychecks, right? You know, all this stuff. And we spent 7.5 trillion. Yep, just kick the can down the road. That's why our national debt goes up by 2.5 trillion a year, and the cost of that is up to $1.2 trillion a year, which is almost twice as much as the defense budget and almost equaling Social Security. Now, instead of paying some folks interest around the globe, shouldn't we figure that out, and maybe we can use that 1.2 trillion for some good in this country? I think we could. Anyway, I don't know if the chat's working or not, because you guys are not talkative in the chat either. Well, all right, so please go check out my new website, www.sergioavedian.com. There's a free weekly newsletter that's going to start going out, hopefully this week. All I want is your email. Put your email in. I don't want your name. I don't want your phone number. I have nothing to sell. I'm going to send you a free newsletter, start informing and educating you about many, 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 many different things. And there's going to be something for everyone. There's going to be intermediate, beginner, advanced, trading, investing, all that. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Oh, there's a comment. Every politician spends money like drunken sailors with short pass every time. Yeah. Dumb is right. Yeah. They just haven't seen a dollar they don't like. They just spend it. And they spend 50% more. Because why? Because that's changing around the world too, by the way. A lot of the dollar debasing countries have figured out. That's why gold is at 3,800. You know, the only saving grace we have when it comes to all this craziness is because the dollar is still the reserve currency of the world. Although, go look at a dollar index chart against a basket of currencies. It has lost 11% this year so far. And now we're cutting rates. Is that going to accelerate? So when dollar loses 11% of its value, that's about what you're losing in buying power. And that goes against the government telling you, oh, inflation is only 2%. So which is it? Loss in buying power, or gaslighting you saying, oh, inflation is only 2%? You guys believe inflation is 2% in this country? This year? Last year? Do you believe it? My pocketbook says no. My budget is blown. Inflation has blown my budget. I mean, I'm being facetious, but you need to make money. You need to keep up with all this BS that they're pulling on you. And the only way to do it is what? Investing. Isn't it odd, by the way, that the dollar this year has lost 11% of its value? And how much is S&P 500 up this year? Exactly 11%. Isn't it odd? That's what's happening. That's what rich people have figured out. They don't slave hard for a W-2. They buy hard assets. That's why real estate all-time high, gold all-time high, stock market all-time high, crypto on its way to all-time high. That's what you folks need to do. You need to outperform this debasing of the currency. You need to outperform inflation. You need to outperform all this, because your W-2 The paycheck you're getting is not going up by 7 to 10% a year. And that's how much buying power you're losing per year because of this stupidity that's happening, because we have a broken fiscal policy, which is followed by a broken monetary policy. All asset classes are at an all-time high, and we're cutting interest rates. Does that make sense? I don't think so. Unless the Fed is seeing a slowdown, major slowdown coming up, which we're seeing it in the college graduate unemployment levels, youth unemployment levels. Actual unemployment levels are going up, if you do believe those numbers. I don't believe anything government says when it comes to economic data, but then it moves markets, so you have to kind of pay attention to it, because they keep saying inflation is 2%, or their mandate is inflation is 2%, it's running at 2.8. I think it's a lot higher. I think it's double that. So I know that from all my bills that I receive, from healthcare insurance to car insurance to electricity bills, all of it, food, all of it. Inflation is not 2.5%. It's not. They're just joking. So that's another reason I created YouTube, because I want to vent out, right? And educate and inform people, because Americans, I don't think, have any idea what they're going through. I really don't. So yeah, that's where we are. And so broken fiscal policy followed by broken monetary policy will get you to $38 trillion in about another 50 days of national debt. And those are IOUs that we have to pay interest on to some folks around the globe, including this country, to the tune of $1.2 trillion. Just the interest, just the servicing cost, $1.2 trillion. Figure it out, people. We are not on a good path. But then the other thing is, we can't stop the music now. I've decided on this a while ago, a long time ago. We can't stop the music. We have to keep printing. And the saving grace being the reserve currency, we can print all we want. We print, we put it in. Look at the US M2 money supply. Look at it. Look at the global M2. Everybody's in our boat, by the way. China is in the same thing. They're actually stimulating a lot more than, that's why I was so bullish on China 6-8 months ago, a year ago. Because their economy is in shit. They have to print and spend. They're doing it twice as bad as we're doing. Japan, same thing. Germany, same thing. We, same thing. Debt to GDP, 100 and, I don't know, what is it now, 130%. Warren Buffett indicator flashing bright red, bright red. As you guys know what the Warren Buffett indicator is. But can you trade zero DTs looking at the stuff? No, but you have to understand it. You have to read the tea leaves. And Fed cutting the rates while every asset class at an all-time high not only makes no sense, it kind of indicates that actually under the surface things are not doing well, and the economy is not doing well. The average American is not doing well. The wealth gap is as wide as it is. Look, I'm a capitalist. Hey, I'm just do your thing. And, you know, if you're happy buying stuff on Amazon versus coming and investing that money, if you're happy going to Starbucks every day, spending $10 on a latte, that's your deal. I don't think you should. I think you should take that money and invest $10 a day, $5 a day, $20 a day, whatever it is, because that's the only way. That's your salvation. That's the only way you're going to get to financial freedom. Government's not going to do it. Nobody's going to do it. Your boss is not going to do it. The company you work for is not going to do it. It's you. You are responsible of your financial future. If you don't do it, nobody is going to do it. So stop spending money on garbage. Go invest. And it's never too late. The toughest thing is, oh, they're going to say, but the market's so high. You could have said that for the last 120 years, right? Yeah, it's high. I know it's high. But is it going to go higher? People were saying Palantir is high at 50. Now it's 180. People are saying, oh, Palantir is high. Oh, okay, cool. Will it have a 50% correction at some point? Probably. But what do you care if you're in it for 20, 30 years, right? Pick yourself good names. And if you're not going to do that, pick yourself a good index. S&P 500, triple Qs, whatever it is. Drip, 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 drip. Power of compounding, rule of 72. All these things are going to be on my website. I'm going to teach you guys all this stuff, because most of the stuff I see online is like pumping, right? Pumping. Oh, open door. It's worth $82 a share. Well, I don't give a rat's ass, bro. It's $8. All I know is $8. It is the price in front of you is your scoreboard, just like your account equity is. Good for you. You want a YOLO? Great. I don't do that here. Slow and steady wins the race, and longevity and consistency is the key with proper risk management. And that's what I do, and I'm happy to teach you that. Happy to teach you that. Anyway, so with that said, I think I'm done. Please join me today if you're a member, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. We're going to talk about zero DTs actually. On Friday, Power Hour. Maybe by then the government will be back to work. Not that I give a hell about it, really. What else? Power Hour, right? I'll post my positions today. Please go visit the website, www.sergioavadian.com. If you care to be a member, click join. Send me an email, sergio@sergioavadian.com. I will send you the Telegram chat group link where we have a lot of fun. You know, it's cool. It's a cool group. And what else is going on? YouTube channel, obviously, you guys know. Please subscribe. Please put a thumbs up if you do enjoy the content. My YouTube manager says it helps the algorithm. I'm not sure. I take his word. And please share. And yeah, talk about these things at your dinner table with your family, to your kids. Talk about this stuff. Talk about investing, the basic stuff, because that's what we need. That's everybody is on their own here. We need to save, college kids from being $200,000 in debt with a job that's going to pay minimum wage, probably. Okay, that's another fallacy now. College education, I'm like, worth nothing to me, unless you're doing some sort of specialty. Don't go to college. Go learn a trade. You'll make so much more money, right? But then, the Gen Z, Gen Alpha, lazy. All they do is TikTok and swipe. Well, stop swiping, man. Go learn about the trade or go do something else. Go learn about investing. Start invest $5 a week, $5 a day, $10 a week, whatever you can do. Just put it somewhere. Don't spend it. That money will grow. Anyway, that's the message. The message is my message on my new website. Actually, there is a quote from me. You are in charge of your financial future. Nobody else is. There's all these tools out there. Okay? Stick to someone that you trust. Stick to someone that you think they know what they're talking about, and they'll get you to the promised land. And I'm not saying it's me. All I'm saying is I'm fully transparent. I don't think anybody on the internet is doing what I'm doing. I don't think anybody is posting their positions full on. I see all these, screenshots on Robinhood that they bought 1 million shares of Open Door or whatever. Bro, I don't know. It could be Photoshop. Show me your actual account. Just like I did with my positions, one by one by one. Go ahead, show it to me. Right? That's what they do. And I'm like, I'm not saying it's right or wrong or it's fake or whatever. All I'm saying is show me the positions. Show me the money. It's right there. I talked about each single individual position. I do it every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Because that's how you should run a channel. That's how you should be transparent. Don't say something, I own this after it's gone up 50%. I'm like, I don't know. Do you? There's my account. Okay? I have nothing to hide. Nothing to prove. Nothing. But I think it should be transparent. Unlike our government, unlike a lot of people online, just fucking be transparent. Just tell it the way it is, man. Because I think transparency is lacking in our society and everywhere else. So with that said, my hat's off to everyone. Washington, up yours. Honestly, really, just go F yourselves. Go kill yourselves. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be there to do our work. All you do is take our money and just blow it. Just blow it. I would love to interview actually a senator or two, but my channel is too small to do so. Would love that. Just show up, show your faces, right? Anybody, Republican, Democrat. Actually, I would like to interview some of these traders who are running circles around hedge funds with all the inside information that they have. I'm like, okay, cool. I wish I could do that. But anyway, so yeah, Washington, go F yourself. Yeah, I'll be back on Friday with Power Hour. Please put a thumbs up. Go check out the website. Much love. Stay healthy. May all your shorts go down and may all your longs skyrocket. There you go. I'm going to end every live stream that way now. I like it.